after I was around Guru for a while, you get this sort of awe, you know, because you see how much he's doing and how many types of people he's dealing with, from, you know, outward big shots that are coming to things to what he calls us the little big shots that we're doing projects. And I saw that sometimes we really invested in beginning to do something, maybe a concert somewhere, and put a lot into it. But if someone wasn't doing well or they were getting the wrong attitude about it, Guru would immediately just pull the plug. And he said, no, 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 leave this now. Or something was happening in the world and he would see this is not the right time. I know a big event was going on with a run and he just said, no, let it go. Let it go. And so the first times it happened, you know, you get sort of into your own thing, especially if you've gotten initial encouragement with Guru. And then you start rolling, and then you basically got out of Guru's consciousness. You want to win, you know? And so you get overextended. Maybe you're not meditating regularly, you're not doing athletics, you're getting frazzled, you're being nasty to other people. You know, I remember one time something happened at the, we had a place that was called Progress Promise at the time, and people were parking across the street at a certain place. So we went, the gardens isn't there, someone bought paint and we painted in the thing to keep our neighbor happy. And he was happy because, you see, we were really trying people, because he had needed to have cars come in and out. And so just after we'd done this whole thing and people were getting it together, one particular person I won't name decides that for that person's convenience, they had to deliver something. So they parked their car there, and I come down, it's half hour later, so what's going on? We just did this whole thing with the neighbor, you know, and they said, well, there'd be 5 minutes. I said, how long? It's a half hour ago. So I'm steaming, you know, I couldn't believe that sort of attitude, you know, and they had to know we were having problems. Anyway, I went up into the hall, and I said the person's name, and I said, you're parked outside in that zone, da-da-da-da. And that person was kind of embarrassed and got up and started to come there. And Guru went, Adhiratha, from the front. I said, Guru? He said, this is not the street. And I went, yes, Guru, and got out of there, you know, because I was totally into, how can you do this sort of thing? And obviously I could have just walked up and to the side and, you know, mentioned to this person, you know, but there was things like that when Guru, for the example of everyone, it was totally correct, and I was out of line, you know. And Guru would do everything he could, if it was possible, if it wasn't a public thing. Like if he heard you did something like that, he usually wouldn't do it in public. You know, he'd have to make a call and tell you or whatever. But I have to say that was the value of like Pulak and Dadabir, and sometimes Morale and a few others, that Guru would use them to make a point. I remember at one birthday party, usually the birthday party, Guru was, you know, praising the person and blessing them, and we were talking stories, and all of a sudden, for this particular person, he got read all the things he wasn't doing right. And some of them were things that we didn't particularly like about the person. So some of us were like, oh, Guru's saying what we'd like to say, you know? And at a certain point, Guru looked around the room and he said, the things I'm saying to him, do you not think it applies to most of you in the room? Different levels, different times, but the same type of things. And the whole room changed, because each of us thought of the thing. We talked later about the thing that was being said, how maybe we had less of it or more of it, but it really did apply to us. And that's another thing about, if there was a group of people doing something, and that group was charged with doing something, if one member of the group didn't hold up, it wasn't just that member, it was the group's responsibility. And that was a different way that I know about working with groups, but I didn't quite have that extensive view of a group network. You know, like the inner commitment to correct each other with the idea that you're correcting yourself. You know, because the group's responsible for that task he gave us. So that was a new learning for me.